whether it's the thrill of victory or the agony of defeat, we will cover it all right here on Broad Street. I'm your boy, Mr. Mayor Scoop, YouTuber Bird. Let's get to today's stories. On Broad Street News, we will hear from Nick Sirianni and cross our fingers, Jalen freaking Hurts. We will also hear from Brian Daboll yesterday's press conference. But the big story on Broad Street News is this the end of Tom Brady? Tom Brady got his butt whooped, got destroyed, mollywopped by the Dallas Cowboys. And to be honest with you, wouldn't have happened to a better person. Tom Brady, I said this multiple times, is old Yeller. He should be taken behind the barn and pow, pull the trigger. That's what needs to happen. Take that dog behind the barn and pow, pull the trigger. Tom Brady has no business being in the NFC. No business. The only reason that Tom Brady is a part of the NFC because Bill Belichick and the Patriots are too soft. They ain't shit. That is the only time is in the NFC. Listen, ain't no other reason other than that. No other reason. What's up, Alexander? No other reason other than the fact that Tom Brady is old Yeller and someone, hate to say it, but thank God it's the Cowboys, someone had to be the one to take that dog behind the barn and pull the trigger. Someone had to. Someone had to, and thank God. Thank God it was the Cowboys. Do I hate the Cowboys? Absolutely. Handle your business so we can have an Eagles-Cowboys NFC championship game. Handle your business. Handle your business. But I am happy that Tom Brady is out of the playoffs. That's one less bumpy road to deal with when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles. Because we talking Tom Terrific, playoff Tom, Psycho Tom. That's the guy that you do not want to mess with. So Tom Brady, if this is the end, on behalf of Eagles Nation, Eagles everywhere, on behalf of the Philadelphians, we want to thank you. We want to thank you for helping us win a Super Bowl. We want to thank you for being the man that the Philadelphia Eagles beat in the Super Bowl. Thank you, Tom Brady. You are the GOAT. Greatest quarterback of all time. But you had to go. You had to go. You had to go. You had to go. In other news, Brian Daboll. Yesterday, Brian Daboll had his press conference. Let's hear him say.
I once heard Kobe Bryant saying in an interview that it doesn't guarantee victory. Preparation to get the job done. It struck me yesterday because I thought you guys played with confidence throughout the game to end if they smack right back. Especially when Daniel came on the field early on. I took first possession. It's like you were already down 7-0. And you can tell it was let's go. Did you feel that in their minds, their preparation is what got them there?
Yeah, and I think that's what you have to lean on in these type of games is your preparation, your practice, and then game.
Those guys kept a level head. They were composed.
Thought they were prepared, and ultimately they're the ones that went out there and executed throughout the game to give ourselves a chance to win both, offense, defensively, and the kicking game.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Patty Traina. Good morning, James. How are you?
Good, Patty. How are you?
I'm good. I meant you the afternoon. Sorry about that. I have two for you, if I may. Can you talk a little bit about the job assistant coaches have done, the guys that have come in, after training camp, mid-year, just getting them up to speed? What is the process they've been doing to get these guys up to speed to where they've been able to contribute?
Yeah, they've spent a lot of time. Anytime we bring a new player in, that position coach spends a lot of time with that player to get them up to speed as quickly as can. Credit to the players that have to bring it extra time. All the assistants from the offensive assistant all the way up to the coordinators. It's a really good group, and they help you do great things.
And then just one other question, not related. There are people that are saying that right now the team is playing its best ball. I'm sure you'll probably disagree with that. But what do you know what the ceiling is for this team at this point, and how close are they to really bring?
Everything we can do. As a coaching staff and as players to get ready to play, games. I understand we just played these guys, twice here in the last month. We'll play them again here coming up. So there's familiarity on both sides, but again, there's always a process to go through, and it will be a one less day to do it. So a lot of work that needs to be done.
Thank you.
You got it.
Brian, maybe.
Okay. Lucky for me, I work better in TV anyway. So we're going to literally hear from them in a minute. Hold on.
It struck me yesterday. I once heard Kobe Bryant say in an interview that it doesn't guarantee victory, but preparation is what gives you the confidence to get the job done. And it struck me yesterday because I thought you guys played with confidence throughout the game, beginning to end. If they smack you, you smack right back. Especially when Daniel came on the field early on. I took first possession. It was like you were already down 7-0, and you could tell it was let's go. Did you feel that in their minds, their preparation is what got them there?
Yeah, and I think that's what you have to lean on in these type of games is your preparation, your practice, and then ultimately going out there and executing it in a competitive situation in a high-stakes game. When those guys kept level head, they were composed, thought they were prepared, and ultimately they're the ones that went out there and executed throughout the game to give ourselves a chance to win both, offense, defensively, and the kicking game.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Patty Traina. Good morning, James. How are you?
Good, Patty. How are you?
I'm good. I meant the afternoon. Sorry about that. I have two for you, if I may. Can you talk a little bit about the job your assistant coaches have done, the guys that have come in, after training camp, mid-year, just getting them up to speed? What is the process that they've been doing to get these guys up to speed to where they've been able to contribute?
Yeah, they've spent a lot of time. Anytime we bring a new player in, that position coach spends a lot of time with that player to get him up to speed as quickly as we can. You give credit to the players because they're the ones that have to, come in and learn it and spend extra time at night. But I'm very thankful for the guys that I get to work with, all the assistants, from the offensive assistant, defensive assistant, all the way up to the coordinators. It's a really good group, and they help me do my job. They're great teammates, and very thankful for everybody on our staff.
And then just one other question, not related. There are people that are saying that right now the team is playing its best ball. I'm sure you probably disagree with that, but do you know what the ceiling is for this team at this point, and how close are they to really breaking through that?
Yeah, I'd say we don't concern ourselves with that. We concern ourselves with our preparation and our process and our practice habits and doing everything we can do as a coaching staff and as players to get ready to play a game. And we're in a short week here. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. I understand we just played these guys, twice here in the last month. We'll play them again here coming up. So there's familiarity on both sides, but again, there's always a process that you have to go through, and will be a one less day to do it. So a lot of work that needs to be done.
Thank you.
You got it.
Brian Dunleavy.
Hey Brian, how are you?
Good, Ryan. How are you?
Good. You've probably heard the sports cliche that one of the hardest things in sports to do is beat the same team 3 times. That's what the Eagles will be trying to do. Have you ever put any stock in that? What kind of impact do the first 2 games being especially that they were within the last month have on this game?
None. It's how we go about our business this week. Again, how we prepare, how we practice, and then, again, ultimately how we play on Sunday or Saturday in this case. Every game's a new game. Obviously, you have matchups that you've won against here over the last 2 times you played them, but 1 week really has nothing to do with the next week, or 1 game has nothing to do with the next game, other than you take things from it, you learn from it, you try to grow from it. But it's going to be how we execute on Saturday and how we prepare throughout the week, and that's our process. It's what it'll always be, and that's what it'll be this week.
And this kind of builds off what Patty was saying, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, both Belton and Lott hadn't played at all on defense until the fourth quarter, and they both made, whether it was Belton with a tackle, and I think Lott had a pass breakup, pretty big plays. This kind of goes with what Patty was saying, but just what does that say about guys' ability to come in cold like that and make big plays? Because the opponent's going to attack a guy like that all next.
Yeah, no, I think that, again, they've give the players credit. They've played games throughout the season. They've gotten better. And whoever we bring to the game has to be ready to go. We have a lot of confidence in all of our guys. And those 2 guys made critical plays. I said Breida made a critical play on 31 when 4 guys sniffed it out. Galladay made a critical play on a block. Everybody's responsible for, our football team when we play on Saturday or Sunday, all of us. Everybody plays a hand in it, whether that's 3 plays, whether that's 60 plays. We're all accountable to one another to do the best we can.
Dan Duggan.
Hey, Ryan. You put it there, Dave.
What's up?
Micah, who played a lot during the season.
What's up, Ryan?
How'd you feel?
No, we're not talking about wrestling. Ron Dable talking from yesterday.
We thought that was the best thing for our team for this. He's picked up our stuff, and we'll see how it goes this week.
And then with Cap, I know that able to start doing interviews tomorrow, and I think other requests just came in. How are you guys going to handle that this week? You're talking about what his plan will be.
Yeah, we have. I'm not going to dive too deep into it. He's not going to do anything. Everything's focused on Philadelphia. So, this is going to be a normal week for him, for our offense. I know where his focus is, so there won't be any interviews leading up to this game.
Good, thanks.
You got it.
Jordan Renan.
Hey, Brian.
Hey,
How
Jordan.
you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. How different do you think your team is from the one that Philadelphia faced the first time?
I say you try to evolve after every game. I think we've gotten a little bit better each week. So, again, what's going to matter is how we play on Saturday.
Specifically, though, your defense, obviously, you're gaining, half your secondary back. Dory came back, and Xavier didn't play in that first game. How much more does that allow you to do when those two are in the game?
I think with whoever we have in there, we do as much as we can do. And I think all of our players understand our system and how we want to approach things. We're week to week. So, whether it was J Penn or Belton or T-Jeff or whoever it may be is in there, everybody knows what to do. It's always good to have starters back that have missed some time. And, it's good to have, those two guys back.
And anything on Pinnock or Ojolari or either of those long term, where you can basically just roll them out there, seasons in jeopardy or anything like that?
No, we'll go day to day with all those guys. Go day to day.
Anyone else?
Day-to-day.
Looking at the list there.
How do you know what I'm looking at, Jordan?
I'm assuming.
Yes.
It's
What's up, Drew?
a pretty good rivalry. I have, obviously this is a pretty big one here, being so close to one another. They have a tremendous fan base, tremendous team, and it would certainly be a big challenge for us.
What's the fiercest rivalry you've ever been a part of?
I've been part, a lot of them, anytime you're whatever division you're in, I would say that those teams that you're playing are huge rivalry games. And obviously this division is a unbelievable division with a lot of history and certainly huge competition between these teams. College too. I've been in college where there's some pretty big rivalry. So, but this one is near the top here.
Thanks.
Yep.
We'll take three more. Tom Canavan.
Hey, Brian.
Hey,
How you
Tom.
doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. You've done this whole season, but so I assume the short week is a short week, and that's it.
That's it.
The other question I had is when you looked at how Adoree played, did you see what you wanted to see, and how much was he a part of the fact that Jefferson had whatever it was, 40 yards after the opening series?
Yeah, no, it was good to have him back. I thought he played a good game, and again, when you're playing a opponent and a player of his caliber, it takes everybody. Pass rush coverage, but it was good, definitely good to have him out there.
Ralph Macchiato.
I don't quite know how to follow that.
Yeah.
Hey, James, one of the biggest challenges I think of the Eagles is their pass rush. 70 sacks, I think they've got this season. Knowing that, I'm wondering if you could talk a little bit about how you feel Andrew Thomas has played this season and what it does for your game planning, knowing that you have a left tackle who is playing at what I assume you'll agree is a pretty high level right now.
Yeah, no, he's obviously been one of our best players. Smart, tough, dependable, very good leader for us, and he's had a lot of tough matchups. But again, that the team we're about to play with all their sacks and the production and the players they have up front, it's a challenge. It was a challenge the first time we played them. It was a challenge the second time we played them, and that's certainly something that we're going to have to do a good job with.
Thank you.
You got it.
Paul Schwartz.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, you unveiled, I don't think you've used the behind the back handoff from Daniel this season before. Is that something that's fun? It's obviously something that's used to get a result there. And is that like the evolution of the offense and Daniel that you can do stuff like that?
No, I just thought, it's something that we had run in the past. I ran it when I was at Miami, Cleveland, Buffalo against Denver. We scored and got called back on a holding penalty. Just gave it a different look. Thought it was something that we could use and, maybe steal a few yards, possibly, more than that. So, that's all we try to do each week is try to put plays in that we think are going to, be effective for us.
Is that something that you have to trust the quarterback, obviously? That's a ball handling thing. I mean, it's not the riskiest thing, but he's got to fake it this way. Running back pass a basketball, you get put on the bench sometimes and you make that, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's something that we practiced. And again, if Daniel's a pretty good athlete and, has a pretty good feel for, a lot of different things in terms of ball handling. So something we've been, we put in, thought would give us a chance. And we didn't gain a whole bunch from it, but, those are things that each week you try to look at and see if you can steal something, whether that's on third down, backed up, wherever it may be. That's why we put it in.
You got a folder full of them waiting to pass at the right time?
Well, I think there's a lot of conversations each week, and Mike comes from a place where, they did that a bunch at Kansas City. So, and then all the other assistants have certain things, but it's got to be the right play. And, you have to put it in for a reason. And obviously that reason is you think it's going to work.
Thank you.
You got it.
Last one here, Jen Williams. Hey, Brian, quick question for you. So
Sure.
Obviously you were the underdog heading into Minnesota, and now this run is starting to draw some comparisons to the 2007 run, which, for lack of better words, was a little bit of an improbable one. Has anyone said that to you? Have you gleaned anything from that? And if not, maybe the question is, how do you guys embrace the underdog role? Because now you'll be the underdog, seen as the underdog in both of these matchups.
I think we just focus on what we can control, Jen, is, having our good week. That's what we need to do. We're process oriented. And that's really what we focus on. In terms of, what happened 16 years ago, no. Yeah.
What about that kind of just identity, like playing with a chip on your shoulder? What would you say your team's identity is?
We try to be smart, tough, and dependable, and focus on the things we can control. Come in with a positive attitude, and try to be as resilient as we can. Know there's going to go through some tough times, whether it's during a season, during a game. It's not always going to be perfect. We're at where we're at. Philadelphia's earned that right to have a bye and be the number one seed, and we'll just do everything we can to be ready to go on Saturday.
It is what it is. It is what it is with Brian Daboll's press conference from yesterday. Not today, from yesterday. Nick Sirianni should be on his way. But let's turn to, hey, coach, how do you feel about talking about wrestling? You know, wrestling sucks. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. In other news, I love it. I love the fact that everybody is high on the New York Football Giants. I'm happy that everybody thinks, oh, because Jalen Hurts is hurt, which he isn't. Oh, Lane Johnson's hurt, which he isn't. The Eagles had a bad game a couple of times. Oh. You had a big game. You had a big game. Jalen freaking hands. They look so canny. Jalen hands didn't look so canny. It is what it is. It is what it is. What up, Cole? Hey, Cole. Cole. If you beat the 49ers and we handle the New York Giants, Eagles, Cowboys, NFC, we got to handle our business first, y'all. It could be an Eagles, Cowboys, NFC championship game. Handle your business, Cole. And then we'll talk business. Handle your business first, and we can handle business in the NFC championship game. But we got to focus on the Giants, and y'all got to focus on the San Francisco 49ers. Handle business, Cole. I hope it happens. But the San Francisco 49ers and the New York Giants is standing in both our ways. We got to handle our business. Us with the Giants, y'all with the 49ers. Handle business. If y'all want that to happen, y'all got one job. If you want Eagles, Cowboys, NFC championship for the whole shebang, handle your business. It could happen. It could happen. Could be the 49ers, could be the Cowboys. But Cole wanted it to be Eagles, Cowboys, NFC championship game. Handle your business then, Cole. Handle your business, Cole. Matter of fact, we'll answer some of y'all questions while we wait for Nick Sirianni. Handle your business, Cole. Yeah, the Buccaneers offense was trash. Listen to this. Look at this. I want y'all to hear this. Here we go.
Season in the divisional round. Philly easily won the first matchup. Second one was a lot of backups for the Giants. Eagles didn't want to put anything on tape. And Giants were basically resting their starters. Since the 1970 merger, 24 teams have faced an opponent in the playoffs that they swept in the regular season. They're 15-9 in the playoffs.
Interesting.
Not great. This basically comes down to Jalen Hurts' health, right?
Also, Lane Johnson.
Well, he was practicing Friday,
okay,
which is very good news.
Yes, no, Lane plays. To me, it sounds ridiculous, a right tackle. If Lane Johnson plays, I think Philadelphia controls the clock and wins the game.
I would largely agree with that. Now, the first meeting they had, the Eagles had 7 sacks. They won by 26 points. The Giants would come that Washington down there.
Yeah,
for them.
Yeah. No, I like the Eagles to win, the Giants to cover. That was the first game I looked at. The line, the first one that jumped out to me is I think it was 7.5.
7.5.
Yeah, I would take the Giants and the points. But I think Philadelphia wins. But I think it's the Giants have. I think they're playing with a lot of confidence. Now, Minnesota's defense is atrocious. Talked to a coach yesterday. He thinks it's poorly coached. They need to replace people.
Eagles win the conference championship by a touchdown or a field goal.
Weird.
Yeah.
No, and he's not going to get 28 first downs and 300 passing yards. So Daniel Jones will have a second left to throw. There won't be openings. And he also probably won't control time of possession. I don't know what it was in the Vikings game, but the Giants had the ball a lot. That won't be the case.
What do you make a third straight week on the road for the Giants? Week 18 in Philly.
Don't love it.
Then they go to Minnesota, back to Philly. Not a big trip.
No,
but
short trip. So I don't love it, but in the NFL, that's stuff that gamblers talk about. Third and fourth straight road.
Yeah, and the Eagles coming off the bye week, obviously. All right, final story.
Hey, at least Colin understands it, but hey, he'll change his mind in a minute. Colin will change his mind in a minute. Let's see. It's going to be Eagles 49ers in the conference championship. We'll see. We'll see. Eagles win the conference and touchdown and the field goal. Again, we shall see. We shall see. The 49ers, the Cowboys, we shall see.
Exactly what I wanted. That's exactly what I wanted. We ain't got to worry about no fucking cowgirls. Fuck me in the ass.
So the kicker for the exactly what Maher missing all those kicks. Maher missing all them kicks. Really? Really? All them kicks. Really? All them kicks. Really? You can't do that against the San Francisco 49ers. You can't miss no kicks. With Debo, Kittle, Ayuk, McCaffrey, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't. Listen, they will eat you up. The 49ers will eat y'all alive. Don't let it happen. Don't let it happen. Let that kicker, I'm telling y'all, let that kicker, man. We just waiting for Nick Sirianni's press conference. So let's see. Giants really don't want this smoke, man. Hey. And remember this: the Cowboys and 49ers, whoever wins, because you know how physical they was, they're going to be limping to the conference championship. Micah Parsons was a little banged up. Let's be real. Micah Parsons was. They had a couple of people banged up. Knock on wood. When it came to the Cowboys, and it's a short week. They played on Monday. Let's be real. I feel sorry about their defense. Yeah. We hosting the NFC Championship game. Let's beat the Giants. And you're damn right. Let's beat the Giants, and you damn right. Beat the New York Football Giants, and you damn right. Let's handle our business versus the New York Football Giants. And yes, the NFC Championship is coming to Philly. Again. Seriously. We got to beat the Giants. They was licking their wounds after we humiliated them in MetLife. Let's say they're going to beat the Giants in Philly. You're damn right. That's why he needs to bleep and go. Yeah. Let Maher miss a kick against the 49ers. Telling y'all right now, let Maher miss a kick against the San Francisco 49ers, and y'all tell me what happens. Come on. The regular season bye week didn't slow us. Exactly. 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 Really need Cowboys versus Eagles. Like I said, Eagles and the Cowboys both got to handle business. Can't look past the 49ers, and you can't look past the Giants just to have the Eagles Cowboys championship game. Can't do it. Cannot do it. You fool around with the 49ers. You fool around with the Giants. None of you going to make it to the championship game. Fool around with the Giants and the 49ers if you want to. You'll be home watching the Niners and the Giants face each other. Nick Sirianni just about to talk. Nick Sirianni just talked. Hold on. I'm on.
Unmute.
I gotta fast forward it too. Ding.
What's the difference between the lead up and the prep for this game, this playoff game, compared to your debut, playoff debut last year?
Difference? Nothing. No. You're trying to perfect your process and tweak it. And so there's obviously little different things that you've done that you've added over the year. That, hey, we'll add this or we take this out. So there's little things like that are changed, but you don't just change in the same thing. What's the difference between this preparation now today and the one against Detroit? Nothing, right? It doesn't the moment of the game and who we're playing and where we're playing or what, that doesn't change, right? And that's been our consistent message all year, and what our players know and what our players do is you get ready for each game and you treat each game exactly the same, because every game is big in this league.
What are some of the advantages and disadvantages of facing a team you have so much familiarity with?
I guess you would say that they know us well and we know them well. You know the personnel. You know the personnel really well. You know the stuff. And so there's advantages and disadvantages to both ends of that. And so, again, you go through your process. You have a process for everything. You got a process for a Monday night game. You got a process for a Thursday night game. You have a process for the second or third time that you play a team that you're trying to go through in that matter. But, it's familiarity is, and that can be both good and bad because it's not like we're just familiar with them. They're familiar with us as well.
What's your feeling for how Jalen is feeling and functioning now relative to the last time he was getting ready for the Giants?
Yeah, same thing. I'm going to tell you, he's better today than he was 2 weeks ago, right? And he's continuing to get better, and he feels good. I'll let him tell you how he feels. But looking forward to seeing him go out there and practice today and go through everything today.
Your philosophy of shorter training camp.
So Jalen Hurts practicing.
Camp, walk through Wednesdays.
Salute to the bye week.
Getting guys off their feet. What kind of made you believe in that when you first got here?
Ain't nothing but a Philly thing.
Long season, really long season, and you go through, you take things that were good at places that have been in the past, and head coaches did things in the past, and you take things that are bad, and you look at your team, and you want to keep these guys healthy. It's a long season. 17 weeks is long, and then obviously when you're playing in the playoffs, it's even longer in the preseason. And so you're trying to do what you can do to keep them healthy while still making sure they're ready physically, making sure they're ready mentally, all those different things. And so, really do like the way we practiced here. Obviously, it's helped us. Now we've had some dings along the way, just like every team, but we feel like we're pretty healthy going into this playoffs. And and that's a tribute to all the people that work to make sure that the play, gave me the information, and I got to make the decision. That's why I feel the best for the team. But all the people that gave me the information that I needed from our trainers and our training staff and our strength staff and our doctors of what could be best for our guys' health and everything.
What was it like for you? Did you guys watch the games at home? Were you here?
We were here.
And then just like turning the page, watching that game.
Yeah, we were here. We were preparing. At that point, you have 3 different teams you can get ready for, and we were preparing for the teams, and did a lot of work on the Giants that day. Just so happened to be a lot of work on the Giants that day, and so we guessed right there. Yeah, it's on in the background as you're going. You're more focused on that than you normally would be, because you're looking in back and forth, seeing how things played out. So yeah, it was on while we were planning. We just wanted to get in pads again to make sure we got some good on good work, some speed works, and so we can be physical, and we also work on some of the run game stuff that you might not get quite as much of when you don't have pads on, because we wanted to work on the fundamentals. So that was the main emphasis, is really working hard on our fundamentals. Again, I say this all the time, that this team's going to call good play, and this team's going to call good play, and this player's going to be good, and this player's going to be good. What gives, right? And that is going to be fundamental. So we worked on the fundamentals of our plays and fundamentals of the football. That was a big emphasis last week. Situational football was a big emphasis last week. And so those were 2 big things that we really worked on. And obviously we did a lot of self-scout, just like we did coming off the bye week in the year as well.
Would you make us a way that we called the game against the Vikings versus what he had done previously for most of the season in terms of blitzing, not blitzing, a lot of them?
Yeah, I mean, he does what he needs to do to win the football game. I know that's their philosophy. It's all of our philosophies. Do what you got to do to win the football game. So obviously, I wasn't in their game plan meetings of saying, hey, this is what the Vikings do on offense, and this is how he needs to call it. We noticed how he called it, and I just watched it from there.
When you get back to your first experience in the playoffs, you said the preparation doesn't change, but what did you learn as a head coach and your staff and in that environment for the first time?
Yeah, I mean, maybe that was my first environment as a head coach. But it keeps coming back to the same thing. You don't, just because you're in this moment doesn't mean you change anything about how you go about your business, right? You don't put more emphasis on ball security or taking the ball away, because if you do it now, it wasn't important leading up to it. And so really it just keeps coming back to that. We got good experience of being in the playoffs last year. Obviously it didn't end the way we wanted it to end. But it was my experience that really is don't look too far ahead, stay in the moment. And I know that makes press conference
Lewis?
But it truly is be in the moment, be where you are. And that's what good teams do. That's what good players do. And I think that's what good coaches do. And so that's what I guess what taught me the most, is just continue to be where you are. And that's what last year more so than that game particularly, but last year was what I was taught. Yeah, we'll see. He's still pushing through. He's getting better.
What up, Greg?
But we'll see on him. A huge report of everybody at practice.
Do you have to kind of manage him a little bit today, or is he going to be a full go?
Yeah, he'll be ready to roll today, full go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you always are going to watch the guys that you want to make sure they're progressing the way they're supposed to, so they're ready to go on Saturday.
That decision, what the Giants will play on Sunday versus the first time that you played them on December 11th. You see differences in the way they're playing?
Yeah, there's some different things that they're doing. Obviously, and they got good players, and when you have good coaches, they're going to adapt to what they're doing well. And they had a bye week over the time that we played them, and they've had some time off. They've had time to self-diagnose and show. So sure, because Wayne and Dable and Kafka and all that, and Bobby Johnson might grow because all those guys I respect a lot and they're
everybody needs
they're going to figure out what they're doing well and they're going to try to repeat that. And so
Jalen Hurts will be full go. Ha!
Get it out. You're going to get passed up again. Go. That was just our decision to make sure that he's continuing to progress the way we want to.
That decision you made to give up the play calling duties, and there are a lot of, I think 3 of the 4 coaches in the Final Four have done the same thing, or that's the way they operate. How freeing has that been for you? And the record's pretty good.
Yeah, it helps me manage the game better. Everybody
needs some Jalen freaking.
Make sure I'm there with the defense and saying whatever I need to Jonathan or the players, and same thing with special teams. If I need to talk to a ref, if I need to, managing the game's the biggest thing, though. That's my job as the head coach, is to manage the game. And again, everybody does it a little bit differently. I get it. And what works best for us is that I do it this way. So that, that's where we are. I think we like our process of how we're going. Again, trying to tweak it and make it better, but I got great coaches that I'm able to lean on there, and Shane's doing a great job of calling it. We like the process and the way it's going, and so it's worked out well for us.
2 more, please. How would you qualify Daniel Jones the scramble?
You're new. Were you new? Where'd you come from?
I snuck into that.
Okay.
How would you qualify Daniel Jones the scrambler? And how do you prepare? What's the process of preparing the team for someone like that versus someone like Hurts?
Yeah. Well, shoot. The good thing is they got a lot of reps versus a guy like Hurts. So Daniel Jones is dangerous in the pocket. When he gets out of the pocket, he's really playing really good football. He's continuing to get better. Hats off to him and that coaching staff for allowing that to happen. That's one thing you always are appreciative of, is that these guys, the 2 practices that we had last week, because Jalen he may not have thrown, but he still practiced last week. And then, all the training camp practices, all the good versus good periods, they've had to defend a quarterback with that ability to scramble. And so we feel like we got a lot of good reps at it, but, we know also that, that he obviously how dangerous he is and how good we're going to have to be to do the things we need to do to be successful in this game against Daniel.
Going back to you guys watching the Giants Vikings game, can you provide a little color, like what room it's in, what coaches you're with, and what it's like when a play happens as you guys are kind of in the midst of threat?
Scott Kanicki, guys. I was kind of craving Pizza Hut stuffed crust pizza. I haven't had that in a while. That's not something I get to get at home. So we had that. It was in the offensive staff room. I won't get into that, Howard.
Competitive advantage.
Yeah, the competitive advantage. The only thing that's negative about doing it in there, maybe I'll have to talk to Pat Dolan, is you can't rewind a play in there. Like we should be able to, because you could at home, right? Because you got it on the. But apparently, in our meeting upstairs, you couldn't hey, what was that play? Rewind that. What did they do to Jefferson there, or what did they do to, on that particular play? You can't rewind, and I got to wait for the replay. So. But that's kind of, sat in there. It was because you're in, obviously I'm in with the offense, getting the offense game plan done. Cannon's with the defense and Coach Clay's with the special team. So it was all the offensive coaches that were in there watching it as we planned. Kevin Patul always turns the volume down, like my mom would, back in the day, hey, well, no, we're working. I'm going to turn this down and turn it back up. So that's something that happened in there. And, that's some good insight. There you go. Yeah, but that might be in the game plan this week, so I don't want to talk about it.
All right. Thanks, folks. A lot of
Thanks.
Up, Samir.
We'll see on him. You guys will get the practice report.
Maddox have a chance this week at all, or is he still a little ways away?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. He's still pushing through. He's getting better, but we'll see on him. You guys will get the practice report of everybody at practice.
Do you have to kind of manage him a little bit today, or is he going to be a full go?
Yeah, he'll be ready to roll today, full go.
And Lane has kind of declared himself ready. You have to keep an eye on him.
Yeah, you always are going to watch the guys that you want to make sure they're progressing the way they're supposed to, so they're ready to go on Saturday.
So as y'all can hear, as y'all heard, Jalen Hurts is full go. Lane Johnson will probably be practicing this week. I am a happy man. Jalen Frankens. It's a Lane. I'm a happy man, y'all. I'm a happy man. Listen, let me say this. I know now that my quarterback is officially back, no limitations for him. He's cool, calm, and collected. Whoa! If you are a Dallas Cowboy fan, and you want the Eagles in the NFC Championship game for all the marbles, for all the money, the power, the respect, the Lombardi Trophy, if you want this game, beat the 49ers. I don't want to hear no Cowboy fan this week. None. Excuse me. You damn right. What up, Nikki? My bad, y'all. I had to go handle some business. So y'all good. But guys, as much as I would love, we got another newscast tonight. We'll give you guys the updates and stuff. Hold on. What's up, Blue Cat Nation, my brother? You definitely need to give the Giants a healthy dose of miles. Exactly. Yeah, go ahead and handle business for my family member. Y'all good. Yeah, y'all good. Besides, I just wanted to come up here, give you guys the news of Nick Sirianni and Brian Daboll. Later on tonight on Broad Street News, we're going to give you all the injury report and everything we know so far. Yeah, I just want you know. Yeah, so guys, end it here because I gotta get ready for tonight's news report. So guys, that was Broad Street News. And remember, whether it's the thrill of victory or the agony of defeat, we will cover it all here on Broad Street. Thank y'all for watching.
On the road to victory, E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
Exactly. We will see him Saturday as well. We'll see Jalen Frankens on Saturday. But guys, I'll see y'all tonight, 9 o'clock, Broad Street News.